Welcome back to my channel. This is Deanna with Empowering Empaths. I am coming to you on Sunday the 23rd. We just had the new moon in Pisces this morning. You'll have to excuse me. I've been trying to get rid of a head cold, so I've been under the weather all week, literally, and it has me exhausted. So here we are at the new moon phase of Pisces, and we really do have a lot going forward with the collective energy for this week, February 24th. And I'm excited to come on and share with you guys. I have noticed that there's been a lot of planets that have been 4 degrees, including the eclipse that we had on Christmas Day of 2019. 4 degrees is all about the foundations, little nasally, excuse me, about rebuilding our foundations, right? And our structure within ourselves. So today's energy update is for the collective, and there's a lot of energy going on in Pisces, the very spiritual, mutable water sign of Pisces. In fact, there's a stellium. There's more than 3 planets in Pisces as we are currently speaking. So what's coming up with this collective energy for me is a new profound faith. And faith is in you feel it. It's not a belief. It's not a putting that faith in something outside, but more of a faith of ourselves as spiritual beings. And I'm super excited. So if you're on this process of awakening, going through these ascension symptoms, first and foremost, give yourself credit for the progress, right? I know within me, I'm looking back going, oh my God, you've came so far. And it's finally, like right now in the last week of February, it feels like we're finally getting a breath of fresh air for the work that we've done. So make sure you give yourself kudos for that. We have the sun. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. The moon today, the dark moon in Pisces, still as we speak. It will go through the moon phases are so significant because they change so rapidly, very symbolic of our emotions. So it's beautiful to pay attention to the moon cycles. If you bring your awareness to that, you'll see a pattern within yourself, right? On how your feelings and emotions really do go with the ebbs and the flows of the moon cycle. So the sun, it's just given us a whole new faith. It's like we're coming to the realization that, right, Pisces is the 2 fish with the line in between. It's like we're finally stepping out of old programs, old limited beliefs of ourselves, and going, no, I'm a spiritual being. I'm worthy of good things, and really stepping up into our faith in ourselves. And Chiron, the wounded healer, and Black Moon Lilith are both conjunct right now with this moon. And I'll show you what they look like, actually. Black Moon Lilith is our deep fears, right, of ourselves, what's within us. Chiron being the wounded healer. Pisces taken going, you know what, we're done with these old stories. We're done with all these karmic programs. We're rewriting the way that we go forward. And I'm finding that synchronicity with a lot of people. Like, you are at this 0 point, at this threshold, so to speak, of not sure what way we're going forward, but there's no connecting, no nothing of who you were yesterday to compare to, because comparison kills. That's the biggest thing. And so I just find it really cool because Chiron in Aries, which is self, right? A lot of people experiencing the ego death, which ultimately goes back to kind of symbolic of Black Moon Lilith, the judgment that we hold within ourselves. I'm a firm believer, because I've been witnessing it within myself. The more I dropped that judgment within myself, the more that I dropped it with others. It's a win-win situation when we do that, right? Not judging yourself for where you've been, not judging yourself for little egoic things that you may have been triggered by in the past, and going, wow, I'm rewriting this. And that's how we rewrite karma, right? By doing the same things over and over, we get the same outcomes. So when we take our power back in, our own chi, our own energy back into ourselves and go, no, I'm a God-given co-creator with spirit, God, the universe. I'm rewriting the script. I'm not those old stories of yesterday, and I am not my ancestors' story. You really reel back in your own life force energy, and it's super refreshing. I know I was so excited to come on and share with everybody this week because we really do have a lot of support going forward to just break free, right, of those old stories that were programmed into us of thinking that we don't have a spiritual connection. We are a spiritual being. And kind of connecting the dots within yourself, going, it was right within me this whole time, right? So let me see if I can do this on camera. We have the sun, the moon, Mercury, which is retrograde. That's our thinking, right? The sun is our ego, basically. Not our ego. Let's just say the sun is our soul, right? Our life force energy. Well, corrected myself there, but the yellow chakra is our life force energy, right? So it's like we're getting a new faith in our soul. It's like, how am I speaking to myself with Mercury, right? Communication. Am I speaking love to myself? Am I speaking these old patterns of you're not worthy, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy of receiving? All of these things. It's giving us a newfound faith. The moon and the emotions, right? Neptune, there's Chiron, and there's Black Moon Lilith. And then we got Venus and Taurus together too, which is kind of cool because Venus is conjunct with Uranus, which is all about big change, right? Sudden change. And there's a lot of support right now for everybody. If you just get in sync and in rhythm with the natural ebb and flow and the cycles of nature, which is life itself, we're all in this big circle. So Mercury retrograde's giving us a new way, right? Where's the South Node at? Did it not print it? Is the South Node still in Capricorn? I'm assuming it's not on my chart, but so those are the old patterns of ourselves, the old karmic cycles. You know, we kept trying to do things and get a different result by doing the same things. And so responding differently to ourselves. Sun in Pisces. Are you trusting your soul? Are you being transparent with yourself? Are you bringing forth your creativity? Mercury, the mind. How are you thinking about yourself? With this all in Pisces, it's a huge support to get back in sync with I'm a spiritual being. We're not of this world. We're just in it. And so the systems have always wanted everybody to get disconnected from those natural rhythms because there's such power in it, and really dark energy is quite ignorant, so it's going to end up failing anyway. So how we each hold our own energy accountable is so significant, and we're so supported beautifully by this Pisces spiritual energy, right? Because Neptune rules it. So it can be very emotional, very empathetic, but with Chiron in Aries and Black Moon Lilith right there in Aries of self, it's wanting us to step up to the mark. It's wanting us to stop judging ourselves, right? Doing things differently, having a different mindset and different self-talk to yourself. Really in that higher octave of, you know, speaking love to yourself and speaking good things to yourself. Neptune is that spiritual essence, right, of the fish that's swimming upwards. And your empathy and compassion is such a gift. And one thing that I've noticed across the board with light workers is the old energy was low self-worth, or feeling shame, or feeling guilt. And so we have been going through such huge transformative energies. And right now, for a lot of us, I'm noticing this huge change, a trust in the process more than ever. I feel it within me. I have Neptune in the first house as well, rising Sagittarius. So it's about Jupiter. Where's Jupiter at right now? Right on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So Jupiter is all about, no, Jupiter's in Capricorn, sorry. That expansion. How are you doing with the foundation? This new moon happened at 4 degrees, and there is a track record that I've noticed throughout astrology back since the Scorpio full moon or new moon, I don't remember what it was, in November, that we're all at 4 degrees. There's been a huge push for us to redo, with number 4, the structures of our foundations. And now, such huge support with this Pisces and the stellium that's there. And I just love the fact that, pulling up the asteroids and the other points in the chart with Black Moon Lilith, which is just a point of the moon, the dark part that's in the astrology, that I pulled up and got researching a little bit of it. And I'm like, so it's any of the fears, any of the selling ourselves short, self, because Chiron, the wounded healer, self, both in Aries. It's just a huge time for expansion. And what I ultimately wrote down on this is a whole new faith. And it always starts with self. So it's exciting. The more and more we go into the age of Aquarius, you're going to see more and more people waking up. A lot of completion cycles with this, because people just are not who they were yesterday. So stepping forward with a whole lot of integrity, a whole lot of knowingness, right? That's ultimately what faith is too, just a knowingness and trusting our intuition, to where you're going to see a lot of synchronicities lining up. I know I have personally. That is just such a beautiful wink from the universe to let us know that we're on our path, and on trusting in the faith within ourselves. So is there anything else on the collective energy and the astrology that I want to share before I go into the cards this week? I have been down like a dog, seriously, with this head cold shit that's going on. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of people across the globe that's having these issues, and it's something that's holding on. So be extra gentle with yourself. Sound like shit still, but I feel a lot better than I did. It almost, to me, because I have friends across the world and a lot of people are experiencing this congestion and whatnot, that it's like a purge. And so, do your elderberry and your zinc lozenges, do your vitamin C, drink lots of water, go for a massage. Always a huge cheerleader for y'all to do your self-care, because we have to have our own full cups in order to be able to give and receive to others, right? So anything else in the astrology? No, that's it. But I tell you what, the new moon today, which is about new beginnings, the dark moon, it's about planting a seed, so that as we move towards the full moon later this month, is it, or next month? It's always to come into culmination with the full moon. So it's a great time to plant the seeds. And because it's a water sign, because Neptune is a very supportive planet for our spiritual growth. That's where I came up with feeling like it's a newfound faith. And because of all these wounded, Chiron and Aries and Black Moon Lilith, it's almost like a permanent goodbye. A permanent, I wrote the checks and balances for this karmic bullshit that I've been living for most of my life. I'm done with it. The stories are done, and I'm rewriting it. And in order to get different results, we have to take different action. So, beautiful. Super beautiful. Allow the old structures to keep falling away, even your own within you. I ended up in the ER about 3 weeks ago, and I've came to the realization today that it was basically panic and anxiety of kind of another layer of ego death, which is cool because to me the transformation of my knowingness of I'm a spiritual being and I don't have time for this egoic bullshit of stories or comparison or lack or feeling like our Mercury, our talk to ourselves like I'm not worthy of good. Oh, yes, I am. And so I encourage every one of you to think about that and also do that for yourselves, because we are divinely supported as God's children to walk the best life that we can. We do not have to suffer. And collective energy is supporting all of us to rise up out of that. And it's kind of funny with me because logically, like I'm just losing the mind memory of all these old stories. It's like dropping all of the victim stories and walking into some victorious energy and the knowingness of our spiritual connection. I have been reading a book it's a Cherokee native book called Walking in the Wind, I believe. And when we each get back into that rhythm of nature and life itself and in that circle of life and knowing there's nothing outside of it, meaning the cosmos, meaning nature, meaning every animal, plant, tree, every human being, whether you like their ego or not, irrelevant. When we step back into the power of that knowingness and that oneness, it's just honor. It's honor everything. Honor the lessons. Say goodbye if you have to some. But at the end of the day, really honoring all in the life, because we are really all connected. And we are healing from the Pisces age going into the age of Aquarius, all of that disconnect that was pretty much programmed into people by culture, and separation of gender and society and blah, 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 blah. So it's pretty cool if you think about it going forward. And Pisces season right now is supporting all of us. So I was excited to come on, and I do have several new things that I'm going to be doing on my channel, so I look forward to you all being here with me. And if you're a new listener today, you can support me by liking the video, subscribing if it resonates. I do these once a week. I have new things coming forward that I'm going to be sharing on the channel too, and that's another thing. As we have all been collectively healing and letting go of all these old stories, you're going to see more and more people shift shaping into their gifts and trying things that are new and just really having fun and enjoying that. So I'm going to go first with the Native Spirit Oracle. And like I said, I'm reading a book right now, so I'm very drawn to this. So we are going to go with this one first to see what the oracles say for the week to support all of us. Dear Spirit, I am here, I am open, and I am ready to receive. I ask to be clear communication for anybody who comes in and listens today, and we just ask and give thanks in advance, and so it is. So, one of the biggest traits of Pisces, which we all have, and we all have Neptune in our chart somewhere, is compassion. And as I'm seeing Chiron in Aries and also Black Moon Lilith there, I'm like, well, ultimately we have to have compassion with ourselves. We have to have faith. And we really truly are getting a newfound faith. It's like a knowingness of ourselves as spiritual beings. So, there's one. Ha! Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got support, y'all. Love it. There. Any more? There. Okay. So, number one message today. The Wounded Healer. Just talking about Chiron and Aries. And the second one we got is Dream Traveler. So we are going, right? The Wounded Healer, just talking about Chiron and Aries of the self. Pay attention to your dreams, which Pisces is very symbolic of dreamy. I'm getting a lot of dreams. Spirit will come to us when our minds, when our egos are shut down. And so a lot of people receive symbolic messages in their dream state. So this is an indication that a lot of us are doing some etheric traveling, astral traveling while we're sleeping. I know that my dream state has definitely been amped up. Pay attention. Don't try to logically pick apart what the dream is, but if there's a continued dream that you're having, go to a still point in yourself and really symbolically see what the message is that it's giving you, because it's ultimately supporting what I'm saying with the Chiron Wounded Healer. I love the way Spirit works. That's what encouraged me to start this channel in the first place. So pay attention to your dreams. You're doing some healing in your dream state, and we need to heal those wounds with Chiron and Aries. Aries representative of self. Watery Pisces, lots of water here too, so a lot of emotions for a lot of people right now. Personally, I'm purging emotions, but I'm almost in the higher, I'm not drifting away into the ethers like some crazy mad woman, but I've noticed within myself that I'm just so optimistic. And so you're supported right now. Pay attention to your dreams. You possibly could be doing some dream travel. Remember that dreams always have some sort of significance to them. Pay attention to that because you're being supported to rise, Wounded Healer. And the last one we got out of that is Grandfather Sky. And I would like to read what the book says on this one. You just can't make this up. This is why I started utilizing cards, because I was drawn to them anyway. You know, Chiron and Aries, Wounded Healer, Rising, we get the card. Dream Traveler, Pisces, Neptune, very dreamy. Pay attention to your dreams. Mine have been definitely amped up. It's supporting us to heal. I just love it. A lot of green in this one too, right? So heart chakra. Grandfather Sky. And I'll have to put my eyeballs on for this one. Here we go. This is your time to reach for the sky. Expansive energy, vitality, health, healing, and passion. These qualities are expanding in your life. The sky is the limit. You are a healer and a channeler for life force of the universe. Your ability to sense energy fields is increasing dramatically. Be prepared to soar to new heights. You're entering into an expansive cycle. Do not hold back and repress what you feel. Your body and spirit will become drained. That's true too. What happens if we resist? You're blocking energy. You have to feel. You will heal your wounds so that you know you're worthy of receiving. Because if you block that and if you feel within yourself, it's all about the feels, guys. If you feel within yourself you are not worthy, you're constricting the energy. So like it says, don't hold yourself back. All of us have done it. If you strive to meet everyone else's expectations but forget to honor your own needs, your energy field becomes dull. If you allow your emotions and needs the freedom to be spontaneously expressed, waves of incredible energy will expand inside of you, running on your own resources. It's easy to become drained. However, letting the divine light of Creator flow through you easily replenishes your soul. To deepen your connection to Grandfather Sky and bring an expansive energy into your life, stand outdoors with your arms reaching up to the sky. One of the fastest ways to bring joy and bounty into your life is through gratitude. Allow thankfulness to surge through you up into the heavens. Wow, that's perfect for Pisces. One fish swimming down. We'll just say one fish representing the body, the other fish representing spirit, and we're really all a bunch of us healing that right now. When you do that, you allow for that expansion. Just was talking about Jupiter, which is in Capricorn. So in the vessel, right? Because Capricorn's an earth sign, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And so allow that for yourself. Recap, Wounded Healer, Chiron and Aries, as I was speaking before I drew the cards. It is a time when we are Pisces, a very dreamy sign. We are so divinely supported now. Pay attention to your dreams. And many of you are getting downloads while you're in dream state. Others are getting dreams that are symbolic of layers of finishing up karmic crap. These old damn stories that ain't working for ourselves anymore. When we do that, you're allowing yourself the expansion. Like it says on the card of Grandfather Sky, reach your arms to the sky and know that you're part of the vast universe and you're worthy of good things. So is there anything else I want to share? Beautiful cards. Yeah, let's do one more from the Moonology Oracle. So one more. Like I said this morning, I'm coming to you on Sunday, the 23rd, but this energy update is for this whole week. Pull this chart back over and look at it one more time in case anything. This is a reminder for all of you people that we have all had wounds. It's time to let go of those stories. Pay attention to your dreams. That just blows me away. Just blows me away. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Ultimately, this is the end result in that. We are always divinely supported. We have the availability to tap into that, every single one of us. This is all about creation of family. Crab is very family oriented. Crab is also ruled by the moon. Like I stated at the beginning, pay attention to the moon cycles. They're so symbolic and really ultimately drawn to my native spirit oracle this week for the cards that were meant for us to be, you know, rise wounded healers. Get back into the rhythm and the ebbs and flows of nature, which is the circle of life, all the stars and planets above, all creation itself is in that, nothing disconnected. And that was something coming out of Pisces age too. I want to wrap it up by saying this. A lot of programming of separation. And I encourage you to step into that spiritual aspect of yourself, because when you do, you will truly have a newfound faith within yourself. Keep rising. Pay attention to your dream state. Know that you're divinely supported and created. Get yourself out into the night sky and look at the stars. Breathe that air in, you know. Open your arms up and just be open and receptive. You are worthy of good things. Enjoy yourself this week, guys. Really anchoring into the foundation of who you truly are. Keep rocking it. Keep loving yourselves. And as we rise, we all rise. Namaste.